Hi, good morning. It's Karen from 50's the New 50 blog, and I thought I would come on and share some of the tips and tricks and troubleshooting things that I've learned using my mascara makeup the last 6 months. And you know, I have mature skin. I am 53 years old, and I started using the mascara cream highlights foundation, the 3D cream foundation and contours about 6 months ago. And just like with any new product, you learn so much, and it's such a different system. So I just wanted to come on and share some of those troubleshooting tips with you all this morning. Good morning. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is pores. Yuck, right? What is that? What's up with that? And so my skin, I do have some pores, and of course it's going to be hereditary. It's going to be, you know, they might get bigger. It's different times in our lives hormonally. So one of the things that I've learned that really works for me is to use one of our cream contours, and this one's called Aspen, and it's right here in my compact. And I'm just going to grab one of my favorite brushes. This is the Buffy brush, and I'm just going to pick up just a little bit of that cream contour, and I'm going to put it where only a very thin layer where I have some pretty large pores that tend to, you know, they just kind of bother me. I think pores bother all of us, and so I'm almost using it like a primer. So you can see this color here. It's just kind of a, almost, I want to say cement color, which is kind of funny. It's kind of a grayish taupe. How about that? A taupey color. Hi, good morning, everybody. Hey, good morning. So what I wanted to do is just come on and share. I did a poll yesterday in my stories on what kind of tutorials could I do, because you know, you want to share information. I want to give you guys some good tips and everything, and so troubleshooting tips was one of those. And so what I'm doing right now is using our contour called Aspen to just go in and hit some of my pores, and it almost like works as like a little bit of a primer. And so I really love that. I've got them on my nose, kind of right here in this little triangle underneath my eyes, but I'm not putting it all over. So just a little bit of that really helps just kind of smooth those out, primes my skin. And if you haven't tried that, give it a try. It is a really great contour that you can use for troubleshooting tips. The other troubleshooting tip that I really like, that I just started doing and now I am just so hooked on it, is using Bella Cream Bronzer. And it's almost like I use it underneath my main foundation, my main 3D foundation, almost to like connect the dots. I have so much going on between freckles and sun discoloration, sun damage, ruddiness, melasma, all of that going on, that when you use this Bella bronzer underneath your main foundation, it just helps, like I say, I want to almost just say, connect the dots. It connects if my neck or my chest is darker or lighter than the rest of my skin tone, it's just this neutralizing layer, and it's a cream. So I just take this side of my Buffy, this is our blush and bronzer brush, and so I'm just going to take this end of it. And another fun tip that I learned is, if you're going to get the Bella bronzer, grab two of them. So you can put them right next to each other in your magnetic compact, and it just makes it really fast. Like I say, it looks so dark, but when you go to put it on, it disperses just beautifully, and it's a very, like I say, it's a cream bronzer, so it's not a powder, it's not drying, it's not gonna like get into your creases, it doesn't really turn you orangey. It just gives you just this nice glow. And for me, putting it down on my neck, swirling some in again on my brush, and down on my chest, it really helps, like I say, just kind of meld and connect the different discolorations I have on my skin. Plus it just gives you this really great glow. And so this is our cream bronzer, like I was saying. I know some of you are just now popping on, so I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, but I don't want you to come on and be like, what the heck is she using? And if you have questions, let me know. So, can you see that? Really, really soft. It just kind of, I mean, I still have everything, all of my discoloration and my sunspots and everything, but this just kind of lays down a nice bronzy layer, warms up my skin tone just by using that Bella bronzer. Hey, good morning, Janine. So the next thing I want to talk about is concealers. And yeah, what do we have going on? Well, yeah, we've got, sunspots, age spots, discoloration, our lids, my eyelids get a lot of melasma. They're really dark. I don't have any eyeshadow on, just have some mascara on this morning, regular mascara. But yeah, that's just all that darkness, redness. So for me, the first tip I learned is if I'm going to contour after this to highlight my bone structure, if I have any dark discoloration or redness, I want to address that first. And so what I do is I use a color corrector. And if you get color matched with us or any mascara artist, they may suggest a color corrector for you. And for me, that works really great. I call it the Magic Mango. It's this color here. It's Mango. It's one of our highlight colors, which is what we call our foundations. And I'm just going to grab my Buffy brush, that smaller end, and I'm just going to tap it in, just couple little taps, and I'm going to go ahead and just kind of look at my skin. Okay, where is it the darkest? Where do I have discoloration? Well, right away, I've got a mole up here, so look at that. There you go. Mole's gone. Just tapping. Okay, well, it's not really gone, but it looks like it's gone, right? Okay, I'm going to tap into that Mango, and I'm using this as a concealer. Now, here's that really dark sunspot that I have right here, and it kind of falls right in my contour area where I'm going to contour and blush. So I don't want to emphasize that. So I'm going through right now real quick. I'm going to put it on my lids. Let me show you the difference here. This is just amazing. It's amazing. All right. So I don't know if you guys can see that. So this lid here, nothing on it. It's darker. It almost looks like I have brown mascara or brown eyeshadow on. And this is mascara. This is our Mascara Beauty Cream Foundations and Contours. We call it like a 3D foundation. And I'm using one of our foundation colors or highlights called Mango right now as a concealer before I put the rest of my foundation highlights on. So that's what I am. And if you want to know more about it, you guys know you can always message me. Ask me questions here as we're going along. Okay, so where else do I have? I got kind of this redness underneath my lip. So I'm just around my nose, around my nostrils. So I am just going in here and I'm just looking at my skin and I'm just saying, okay, where do I have some darker colors, redness that I want to address before I put the rest of my makeup on? All right. So that is concealing, using a color corrector underneath my eyes. Sorry, I almost forgot to do that. Just tapping, just to color correct or conceal that. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to do is contouring. And okay, troubleshooting tips, big time. Contour is amazing. Why were we so afraid to do contouring? Thanks, Janine. It is. Contouring, I always thought, well, that's just for the younger girls. Okay, so whatever. It's not. It's for all of us. And so we have cream contours, and when you, again, color match you really simply, we can pick out a contour that works for your skin tone. And the color I use is called Ash. I'm going to use that same brush, this Buffy brush. I'm going to use that smaller end. Now I'm going to use the bigger end. Let's flip over. Let's use this bigger end. And again, you're going to brush in. This one has a little bit, the contours have a little bit different consistency. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to emphasize my cheekbone here, okay? So what we're going to do is come in right here on the outside, and we're going to come up underneath. So you start up at your cheekbone, you feel for that where it hits your ear, and you're just going to take that contour, and you're just going to brush, I'm just kind of brushing it up under, hugging it underneath my cheekbone to give myself what I call the $14 facelift, because that's all this little tin of makeup costs, is 14 bucks, and it lasts a good year or more. So then I can just kind of just soften that up a little bit. I'm just brushing that up underneath my cheekbone. With your contour, you don't want to come in kind of past like the iris. So it's just kind of this between your outer ear down to about here. Okay, can you see that? And we'll go on the other side real quick. And this brush, these brushes are great. They're all double-ended. They're all made to work with cream makeup. So I'm just coming out here underneath, and I'm just kind of cupping up under, and then I'm just going to pull that down. We'll blend all this in when we're done. So another great place, it's hard to see here with those words, is to contour up on your forehead. And so we want to leave the center of our face brighter and lighter and pull that forward. But we want, you know, for me anyway, I've got a longer forehead, and to make the center of my face pull forward, I want to push everything back, right, up above. So by taking some contour up here on the top of my forehead and just kind of brushing this down in the hairline, and kind of come over here, down. So can you see that? I'll add a little extra here. I'll go a little heavy-handed because it's easier, I think, to see it. So I'm just kind of brushing that in to my hairline. This is great for, like you said, just to bring your forehead down, to emphasize this part of your face. Already, just by contouring underneath my cheeks and up here, I could already kind of see this brighter. Of course, I have that bronzer on, so my face looks a little bit warmer. But that is what we're doing, is we are contouring up on our forehead here and down the side, leaving the center of our face a little bit brighter, and we'll go in and talk about brightening in a second. So another great place, another great troubleshooting tip that we all have, come on, we all have this. No matter how thin you are or how much you work out, I don't know, unless you get it cosmetically removed, what the heck is all of that? Well, for me, you know, it's age. You know, everything starts to droop and sag, and underneath our chin and our jaw, we get that. So I love contouring for this because it can just kind of camouflage that. So one place I like to contour is underneath my jaw. So I'm just going to pull that down along the neck to create this shadow here. We'll go on the other side. I'm going to look in the mirror here real quick so I can see what I'm doing. And pull that down underneath there and down your neck a bit. So I've kind of created that shadow, that natural shadow, but we're just emphasizing that so that my jaw, and I want to trick the eye. Now I don't want anybody to see this stuff here. So I love this, taking some of that contour and adding to that natural shadow. So you go under your chin and you pull that down your neck here, just underneath. And then it just kind of helps, this is all stiff hair, but it just kind of helps camouflage that neck and adds a shadow underneath. All right, so that's contouring. Easy, easy. I don't go overboard. We're not done blending, so don't worry, I'm not going to go out like this. But the next thing I wanted to talk about then for troubleshooting tips, so that's a good point, Elena. The contour right here does add other color, but I put that concealer, and I just have this trouble spot right here and that's why I try to put that down first, and I'll go over it again later. I have that darn dark spot, and so that's why I wanted to put that down first, because my contour is going to kind of go right over the top of that. So we'll blend all that in together, but that's a great point. So it's still there, and I still have to go in and add my main foundation highlight color. All right, so the next thing is to add that main foundation color. So I'm just going to take, this is that blush and bronzer brush that I'd use to do the bronzing. I'm going to flip over and use this nice side. It just gives you a really nice medium coverage. It's super fast, super easy. This is the blush side, but you can also use it to apply your main foundation. You can use it to contour. These brushes are so multi-purpose. They're great. So I'm going to go into my main foundation or highlight color, and it happens to be Mango. I'm just going to tap in just a couple little taps, and then I'm going to come over here, and I'm just going to start pouncing everywhere and tapping on my main foundation foundation color where I would normally put liquid foundation, or whether you use powder foundation or liquid foundation, you're just going to apply this in those same areas. So I'm just kind of pouncing and tapping. I want to make sure I get up underneath my eye again. And it's a lot of pouncing. You want to try to use the least amount possible with this makeup. So you don't need a lot. It's amazing how little you need. It's so highly pigmented, and since it's cream, it sits on top of your skin. So I'm going to pull this back. It's blendable, it's movable. So that's what we're doing right now, is just adding our main color. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little blending. Since I have this brush, I can blend with it. And so up here where I have the contour and my main color, I'm just going to come in and just soften that just a little bit so there's no harsh lines. And then I'm really just kind of pouncing and just checking and making sure I didn't get too heavy-handed, and I'm just blending and moving that makeup in. So that's my main foundation color. Okay. So brightening. Why do we want to brighten? Well, for one thing, we want to pull forward this part of our face and define and kind of draw attention to the center of our face. And so with a cream highlighter or foundation colors, you can do that. And so I'm just going to grab that Buffy brush again. And this color happens to be a, where's it at? I'll flip it this way so you guys can see it. They all fit in your little tins. This is Candlelit. So I'm just going to tap in just a couple little taps. Now, so troubleshooting tip. All bags, under eye issues, under eye creases, fine lines out here, is to not put your highlighter all the way up into this area, but just let your main foundation, that concealer or your main foundation color, just sit underneath your eyes, but bring your brightener down underneath, okay? So brightening, we want to add a little bit of light to the inside, right there to the inside of our eye. Just add some brightening right there. And then coming up above the contour, kind of right along our cheek, and we want to brighten and pull forward that little area, but we don't want to go, oops, I got a little bit where I don't want it. We'll just take a sponge. There you go. I'm just going to brighten the center of our face there. Another great place to brighten is that triangle of light that we talked about before, so right up here. So just putting some of that brightener color right there, down the center of our nose, and just down that center of our face. So we've got just this brightening color going on right in here, pulling forward and pushing back. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a perfector sponge. This is our perfector sponge, and I've already gotten it prepped this morning when I was making my coffee. You just wring it under some water, you wring it out again and again, and then put it in a microfiber towel and get all that water out so it just doubles in size and it's just nice and soft. So we're just going to go in now and press in and set that cream makeup, and just making sure that nothing is settling in, that I don't have it too heavy anywhere. See how easily that just starts to blend and move together? So I'm kind of avoiding still that contour. I'm not brushing that out too much or blending that out too much. I still want that to emphasize my cheeks. But that's it. That is the basic foundation. That's the 3D foundation. Contouring, 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 adding shadow, brightening to pull forward our eyes in the center of our face, and then we can just add some lip and cheek color to add some color to our face, and they're also cream, and they also go right in your compact here, which is just awesome. So I will go ahead and grab that blush and bronzer brush, and these are a couple pretty colors. This one happens to be a glossy color. It's called Sunshine State. And then this one here is Sandstone, which kind of matches my shirt, kind of more of a brick, kind of a rusty brick warm tone. And I'm just going to mix these two together. So I'm going to take that brush, the blush brush, and I'm going to tap it in here to that Sandstone, that matte color. And then over the top, I'm going to put it into a little bit of that glossy Sunshine State. And you're just going to look at your face and decide, okay, well, here's that contour, so I'm going to put the blush just kind of right here and then back along the top of my contour. So we're just going to tap a little bit and then just bring that back. And it's, again, so highly pigmented. So this is Sandstone with a little bit of Sunshine State. And now I'm just taking that brush, I'm not reloading it, but I'm just using it, just kind of tapping and blending that color in. And we'll go do the same thing on the other side. We're going to tap it into that Sandstone and then into the Sunshine State, and then you're going to just look at your face. Here's your contour, and just put a little bit right at the back behind the cheeks, or the apples of your cheeks, and then just come right up above that contour back towards your ear and up. And you always want to go up, 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 right? We want to lift, lift, lift. Hey. So I think that's a pretty combination. If you get too heavy-handed, or if you feel like it's just too harsh, you can grab that perfector sponge. And again, hello Colette, good morning. And we're just blending that in. I'm just kind of softening that color, and it just adds just a nice, a little bit more of a glow to your face, which is just awesome. So you can use that same lip and cheek color. It's all in your compact. And you can just grab a little bit and just put that on your finger if you want. And I'm just kind of dipping into both. Easy. Easy, easy. Hey Janine, hey Robin, hey Colette. Thank you guys. Okay. Just add a little bit of color there. All right, what other troubleshooting tips? Oh, let's add some illuminators, a little bit more of a pop or a little bit more of a glow. So I haven't really done anything with my eyes. I just have some mascara on, but I did put my Mango color corrector color up on my eyelids to kind of help neutralize that dark discoloration I had up here. So we have both cream and powder. I don't know if you guys can see that. My lighting's so weird. Illuminators. And so you may call them highlighters. We're calling them illuminators, which I think is a really fun name because it just brings out. So I'm going to put it right out here along my cheeks. So you can just grab your perfector sponge. You can use your finger. You can use one of your brushes. I'm just going to grab that perfector sponge, and let's go ahead and grab this powder one. I want to show you. It's so pretty. Here, I'll show you my finger. This is Glamazing. And we're just going to pick some up, and you're just going to tap it right above the blush, right above your cheekbone, the highest point. And we're just adding that. You can put a little bit up here at the top of your brow, a little down your nose. Now, you can flip over your perfector sponge and then just, again, just pounce and blend if you feel like you got that a little too heavy-handed. But can you see all of that? Look at that. The powders are so intense. They really, really are. If you feel like you got too much on, like I do right now, I'm going to take that blush and bronzer brush and I'm just going to go back in. I've got a little bit of that color still left on there. And I'm just going to pounce a little bit more of that really pretty sandstone color on my cheeks. All right. Troubleshooting tips. What else? Anybody have any questions about troubleshooting? What's going on with you? What do you not like about your current makeup? Have you tried the Mascara Cream 3D makeup? How is it working for you? Do you have any, putting some more up there on that mole. I mean, it's just so easy. It's just easy because it's all in one compact. Everything you need is in here. You can customize your compact however you like. Like I've got the 2 bronzers in here. I've got a powder. I've got some eyeliner. Over on this side, I can put those, that contour color I used for my pores, my main contour, my main highlight and brightener, a couple lip and cheek colors, and then just grab a couple brushes and I'm good to go. So I just wanted to come on and kind of share some of those tips that I've learned with the pores, how to contour, how to camouflage and add a shadow. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to just message me, reach out to me. If you want to know more about this makeup, same thing. Just give me a message. And if you have any other questions, just leave them here and I will answer them and get back to you. All right, everybody have a great day. Good morning, and go out there and just be gorgeous. All right, bye guys.